And if you haven't tried Rev Crawl.
Hey, what's up, man? YouTube, what's good, everybody? Manny Reed, back here. We are here on this hot as summer August day, but I'm out here for you, and I'm out here for me. We're out here with the Rev 1, the 72 volt converted beast. To those of you all just joining the channel, first of all, thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned. We're going to have something you're going to like in here. But this is the Ride 1 Up Rev 1. This has been converted from a 52 volt 20 amp hour to a 72 volt 34 amp hour and replaced the 750 watt hub motor with the 5000 watt hub motor. We've got a far driver 72680 power in this thing. She is a beast. If you haven't seen it yet, you will have your chance. Thank you for tuning in. To those who are already familiar with the channel and know this bike, thank you for coming back. I've got something for you all today. We are going to go ahead and get out here, and I have something to talk to you all about. It's about these kinds of builds, these 72 volt builds. So we're going to go ahead and get out here, and let me tell you what I have to say about these builds. So, like I was saying, we are going to be talking about these builds, these conversions. Whether you are a DIY person, man, these brakes are cooked. Yeah, whether you're a DIY person or you're buying a bike and converting it, then you're kind of in the same category with what I'm going to say here, but I would say more so in the conversion category. But let me just get to the point here. The point is, who are these builds for? Who is going to be interested in doing one of these? Happy that they did one of these? Versus buying a bike that's already done into a higher power. What are the pros and cons of both? So, to get started here, that brake is scraping up there. I need to change it back to the ceramic. So, like, what bikes are out here that I can refer to? Like, you've got Rumble Motors out there with some high-powered e-bikes. You've got the Predator, I believe, and the Mighty Apex. You've got the Lyric with the graffiti. Everybody's into that new Graffiti X. You've got Power Goat, the Motor Goats, the Billy Goats, all those. I'm not too familiar with those yet, but those are 60 volt bikes you can get. Even the Salons, the Telerias, those come stock 60 volt. You know what I mean? What am I forgetting? You got Onyx out there. The Onyx is 72 volt stock. There's a lot more and more bikes coming out 72 volt stock now, which is a good thing. But the thing you lose is that you're stuck normally with what the manufacturer gives you. So, for instance, with the Onyx motorbikes, those things were originally coming out with 72 volt, I think 24 amp hour batteries, which is cool that you got a 72 volt machine. The problem is, you've got a little bit of battery there, and if you don't know about these builds and how the power works, you might spend however many thousands of dollars to get that Onyx, and then you get it and realize you have no range. Anytime you do anything you want to do, getting into the power or whatever, you end up just having to deal with range anxiety, and in a situation where you are wishing you had gotten something different, or even worse, realizing that you have to dump some money into this thing now and go ahead and do a conversion anyways, which it's not going to be as expensive as a full-on conversion, but I hate to break it to you folks, this is a newsflash here. If you don't know already, the battery is the most expensive part of the bike, hands down. Going up on your left. Hey man. So these grasshoppers are, I just feel them hitting my shins. It feels like somebody's throwing a whip at me. It's just all these grasshoppers. Let me get back on task. So like I was saying, if you buy a bike like that and you don't like the setup, a lot of these things, the controllers are locked up, so you can't change the settings. A lot of them, you'll have to change the motor to something that you want, or you'll have to change the battery like we were talking about with those Onyx. So that's the cons of that. Now if you end up with the bike that you like and it's done perfectly, that's a pro. Because for one, it's usually going to be cheaper than doing a build yourself without the headache, and it's already done. It comes to your door the way you want it. So that's the pros and cons of that. Now let's get to the build, and I'll try to keep this anecdotal and speak from personal experience, but as a builder, someone who's built ice bikes before, I got into the electric world. Now I'm into e-bikes and e-motos. What I'll say in my experience with this first build is it's not for the faint of heart. It's not for somebody who's not into tedious tasks, and you have to be willing to work for the satisfaction of the build as part of what you're getting, because you're going to end up paying a lot more than just getting the bike stock. So, for instance, I'll put my business out there. If you take out shipping and labor help, the little bit of labor help that I had to get from people, I did not include that in these costs. This bike cost me $7,300. $7,300. So, and it's kind of been converted twice. So, those of you following, you already know everything I'm saying right now. But for those of you who are new, let me give you the quick rundown. It started off completely stock, 52 volt. We bought this bike planning on doing a 72 volt conversion, but the 750 watt Bafang hub motor, first the freewheel got stripped on us, and then I don't even know how to explain it, like the hub motor just like sheared a whole circle through the hub, and yeah, I can't make this stuff up. It literally just seared a whole circle out, and the motor would not engage. The motor's perfectly good still. It just disengaged from the outer plate And it took a while, but I got the replacement part from wired one up. So I can fix that. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. And I can have that motor to use for whatever, a new project. I'll probably use that on a build or something. But my point being, that one part of the build was $2,500 to buy the Rev 1 brand new, got the first generation, and then to get the cage, because for this conversion, this cage is a must to hold the components that you need to do it. So we got that. I gotta open it up a little bit. It's hot out here, man. I need some wind. Woo! Alright, that's good. A little cool down. So that 2,500 is square one. I don't have any of the major components I need yet. All I have is a roller, pretty much. So you can see how these costs are going to add up fast. So getting to my components, I have powerful lithium, 72 volt. It's a Cadmus battery. 72 volt, 34 amp hour, 300 amp BMS. And that's using the Molicel P45As, I believe. And that's a $2,000 battery. It's $1,900 for that. And you get what you pay for. I am happy that I got this battery to no end. Like, it's the nucleus of your build, so it's worth the money, but it is what it is. So that's $2,500 plus the $1,900. We're already at $3,400. We're at a place where you could have already bought another high-power e-bike that's totally done. So there's that point right there. On top of that, the motor kit that I bought, this 5,000 watt motor kit, that was close to $1,000, like $960 or something like that. And that came with the Saviton controller, 100 amp, that I used originally, but that thing's a piece of poop. And it started blowing my hall sensors out and stuff. I got rid of that, and I got the Far Driver 72-680, which is in here now. Very happy that I ended up with that, but cost me more money. That Far Driver, that added like almost another $500 if I add the cost of the display on there as well, the DKD. So right now, with the bike and the battery, that was $3,400. Motor kit, another $1,000, $4,400. Make it $49 after the new display and the Far Driver. Then we've got other components. We got these tinted pedals we added to the bike. Those were $200. We've got the rear suspension, the Fox shock we put in there. That was another $350. These things add up fast, man. Cane built headlight, custom motorcycle headlight on here. That's another $200. So you see where I'm going with this. These components add up really, really fast. And if you don't end up getting the quality components from the start, then you're going to end up spending double the money having to go back and replace it. I replaced this front rear brake because that's part of a conversion. Is if you go faster, you need to stop faster. So I put a 203 brake up here, and I replaced the caliper. So yeah, there's that. That is the cost that you're dealing with, and then we haven't even gotten into the hard part. Money is the easy part, in my opinion. It takes some patience. If you don't have it right away, you got to work for it, make it, save it. The hard part is the build, and charting uncharted territory with these things. These things are brand new. A lot of these things are being done for the first time. For instance, there is only one other 72 volt build on a Rev 1 that was done by Mr. Central Driver that I know of. I'm sure there's more being done now, but there's not much reference to go off of. A lot of this stuff is trial and error. Sometimes you're blowing up major expensive components to learn. So if you're not that type of person, if you're not mechanical minded and you don't want to learn things, you don't want to bank knowledge on this stuff, you might be better off with that first option that we went with, which was just buying it outright. I saw on Marketplace you can buy used Onyx for like $3,500. Those motor goats, those are around the same price range. I think even cheaper than that for a 60 volt. So these are things you want to think about before you jump right in head first into just doing a build, because I'm telling you, however hard you think it's going to be more than twice that hard. There's so many reps you have to put in it, so many tedious tasks, so many things you have to trial and error over and over, and then you've got the tuning. You've got the tuning aspect in there. That takes a really long time. I'm somebody who comes from the music world. I've mixed a lot of drums, and that is a tedious task, let me tell you. Uh-oh, looks like we're getting stopped here. Check it out, YouTube. What's going on? Hey, what's up, man? Good, man. How you doing?
Good.
What's up?
Okay, so, in terms of what's allowed on the greenway, it's no motorized vehicles, but there's e-bikes are an exception up to class 1 and 2. Do you have a throttle on this?
Yeah, there's a throttle on here, but it is a class 2.
It is a class 2.
Yeah, there's a sticker right there on the back. If you look underneath where the suspension is, ride 1 up, Rev 1.
You mind pointing that to me?
Yeah, I don't have a kickstand, so...
I can see it here.
Yeah, so I don't have a kickstand, so I gotta hold the bike.
So I can see right there, it says 750, so yeah, you're all good. I saw a beeper bike.
It just looks intimidating, so everybody thinks it's more than what it is.
Yeah.
But it's just, this is way more comfortable than a normal bike seat going up your butt, you know what I mean?
I figured.
So,
it looks great. I think it looks cool.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that. You should definitely try one, man.
Was it expensive?
Yes. These things are not cheap, but the prices are going down every year. So, and you can find good stuff used on like Marketplace. That's where I would go, because the used market for these things is terrible. So that benefits the buyer if you're in the market for one.
Yeah, this one looks amazing.
Appreciate that. Thanks, man.
What's the battery life on it, really?
It depends on what you do. If you're going hills, if you go full power, you're only going to get like 25 miles.
Okay.
But you can stretch it out to like 35, 37 miles if you're just pedaling in the lowest pedal assist and you're not going up mountains, not going into the wind.
So that's good either way. Yeah, that's nice.
Cool, man.
Well, yeah, I'll leave you to it. Yeah.
All right, I'm shooting a YouTube video, so hopefully you don't mind being on it.
That's fine.
Awesome, man. Have a good one, brother.
Yeah, you too.
Well, that was our first time getting stopped, everybody. Little YouTube gold right there. That's the first time getting stopped. That was a park ranger right there. And we got through that one. Hey, I didn't think he's going to believe me. He looked right past that huge battery in his basket right here, bro. I can't believe that. That's hilarious. He looked past that huge battery. But nobody knows what they're looking at yet. But I guess that's a good place to end this one, everybody. I think I got the point across. But that's the advantage of having this 3-speed switch right here. I'm in mode 1. This thing rides like an e-bike in mode 1. Mode 2 or 3, I would have not been able to tell these lies. No one would have believed these lies. So, if you got any useful information out of this, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Hit that like, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about what I'm saying. If you think it's better to build your own bike, or if you think it's better to just buy one pre-built. Go ahead and hit me in the comments, but we're going to wrap this one up here as we turn around and head back the other way. Thank you for watching Manny Reed TV, everybody. It has been a good one. We will see you next time. And I will change these brakes.
Yeah.